Google's algorithm hasn't just changed, it's evolving from a search engine to an answer engine. And what that means is that less people will actually be getting to your website. But is this really a bad thing? Let's talk about it. Since 2024, Google has been moving away from showing their classic blue links. When you ask a question to Google nowadays, most of the time you will see an AI overview at the top of the results. And even though Google likes to tell us that AI overviews lead to more clicks, research paper after research paper after research paper has indicated that that is not the case. Less people click through your website when AI overviews are what's presented first. And that might mean it's time for a paradigm shift. Maybe it's not so much about showing up in the search results and hoping you get the click. It's actually more about being the answer that Google provides. And AI overviews are just the beginning. A few months ago, Google started to roll out AI mode, and now it's available in over 100 countries. And Google's been announcing features for local businesses like being able to ask questions directly on the Google business profile and the ability for potential customers to have an AI agent go and call the business and do things like source quotes. We're living in the future, but not yet. You see, the real shift is going to happen when we switch from agentic behavior to agent behavior. You see, right now, as we approach the end of 2025, we are starting to get agentic behavior. This is Perplexity's AI browser comment. I gave it a long tail query and asked it to research what would be the best HVAC company for a specific use case. This is a real use case that people might ask for in my area, and they gave me two clear answers here. By the way, I paid $20 for a subscription just for that part of the video. So if you appreciate the work we put into these videos, you should hit that like button right now, please. Now, being able to do research is just scraping the surface because this tool can also go out and take actions. I asked it to go out and find the contact page for me, and I could even have it start to fill out this contact form for me. Look at that. That's pretty cool. All right, I was not intending to send that form, but the AI went ahead and submitted that form. So dang, that's kind of scary. Now over here, you're actually looking at Google's AI mode. Now this is still pretty basic. I feel like especially for local results, they're definitely holding back their design skills at the very least, but still very cool to see what those results are. And you can see the same company actually showing up in both those results. So whoever's running their SEO must be doing a pretty good job. But here's the thing. Google has shown their hand. They're adding deep search and Gemini to AI mode. And again, they're adding local features where people can have not just agentic, but agent behavior, which means that an AI will go perform a task independently for you, like it just filled out that contact form submission for John Smith. Apologies to that company, by the way. And so the real question is, what can we do right now to start making a difference? Before we jump into this, hi, my name's Sam. I own ThenCan. We specialize in helping established contractors show up higher in local search, predominantly Google. We've also helped dozens of other local businesses. And I'm about to lay out what works right now. If you look in the description, you'll see a link to Local SEO Lowdown, our weekly newsletter. And if you want to stay ahead of the curve, stay ahead of your competition, make sure you're subscribed to that. All right, so let's get into what matters most for AI search right now. The first thing to know is that all of these AI assistants are using a search engine on the back end when they do a local search. ChatGPT 4.0's system model card got leaked, and it actually specifically said all local searches perform a search in the search engine. And to show up highly in a search engine, what you need to do is have a well-structured website that mentions all of your services and all the locations that you serve. Make sure you have a solid local SEO foundation. Now, the second thing you need to remember is that these tools aren't really going to the websites yet. They're just skimming the code, which gives us a chance to give it more information. Adding things like FAQs, adding things like schema, both local business FAQ and review, and also going back to old school things like adding alt tags to photos. These are all ways that we can give more information to the skimmers, which are those agentic behaviors, not quite the agents that will eventually get to the page in the near future. And last but not least, you gotta stay ahead. If you were already subscribed to Local SEO and Lowdown, you would know that by market share, ChatGPT is by and far the most popular AI assistant right now. You would also know that the search engine behind ChatGPT is Bing. Now, for years, people like me on YouTube have told you to not worry about Bing because what you do for Google will help you for Bing. But it's worth checking those boxes now. Go into Bing Webmaster Tools, make sure your site's being indexed in Bing's index. Make sure you go to Bing Places and have your Bing Places synced to your Google business profile so that way you're showing up in both those local sources. Look, over 90% of searches still start on Google to this day. But as Google starts to implement more AI and switches less from a search engine to an answer engine, you'll want to make sure you're getting suggested in those answers. And hey, who knows what happens? If Perplexity buys Chrome, or if somebody else buys Chrome, and another search engine competitor actually pops up, that means Google might actually lose market share. We might have to worry about other search engines down the road. Just make sure you stay ahead. So let's just wrap it up here with a quick summary. Here's the thing. Has Google's algorithm changed? Absolutely. If you ask a question, it will give you an AI overview. Even if you do long tail, local intent, keyword searches now, it will give you an AI overview most of the time. And Google's continuing to push AI mode and other agentic-like features into local search. If you have a small business that serves local customers, you need to be paying attention to these things. Play around with these agentic-like tools and play around with these agents as they start to release, because that might be how your customers, clients, and patients are finding you even in 2026. And last but not least, make sure you're indexed in Bing so that way you can show up in ChatGPT search. Now, if you don't want to spend hours and hours studying AI search like I have, then I encourage you to check out the first link in the description. It's for our AI search crash course. It's just a little over an hour of content, but it's not only going to help you know the background of AI search, why it's important for your business, and how to make the actual changes on your website, but it's also going to show you how to get a solid local SEO foundation to get you showing up right now. So go ahead, click that link and get that AI search crash course, because I really think it's going to help you out. And then if you want to see how we actually got our agency to show up first in ChatGPT search, then I encourage you to check out this video, and I'll catch you in that one.